was deceived by his friends due to Abraham cheaping. Competition not there. And he was asked, they went there and they succeeded. Where was your good things now? But something was given to him, and instructions were attached to it. He never knew the repercussion when he fails it. One day he made a mistake and kept the charm somewhere around his house. Lo and behold, his younger cousin swept it out without knowing the meaning of what she saw. A word to Foya. Otaka the guy she wear yawa. Lifted and they lifted. When charm fails this guy, it claimed his life. In Transamadi in those days, there is a place and a business. Azo Mano Eregaria, Azo Oil Eregaria. There was a young man, his name is called, he goes by the name Och. So Och should be Uchechuku or Uchenna. This guy on a certain morning, Notrota Webawara, a big boy, they live to Lee, tanker then, truckloads of diesel that time, now gas supply. In fact, he wants some MTN mask, Ebona supply gas. So many Mr. B saw Yamajia then. But do you know what happened? Too much ogu with this guy. Bayara complete. He got home with Taro. Let me tell you about nature and the reality of life. To everything you do, there is always a time for repercussion. There is a time when you pay dearly for everything you've done. That's why I tell people, some lives you live today that you don't have children, when you give birth to children, they begin to look like you. They have your facial look. Many of your character will be deposited in their lives. You begin to see your lifestyle, your character. You see them living all those lives. How will you feel at the end of this age? I have seen somebody lifted and they lifted, higher than the highest, greater than the greatest. Lord, I worship you. I've seen somebody whose money is no longer important to him. He's ready to wheel out everything he has. Why? Makano waronwa. Oma adopt unwa hanwo. Oma adopt unwa. In fact, in my maternal home, I don't want to call the name of somebody there. There is one man, he was working with Star Paper. I witnessed this with my two eyes. All the days of his life, he believes in the shrine of my grandfather. He started getting money. He appeared like a breadwinner of the family. He made money. He built a very good house. He had first daughter, second daughter, third daughter, and he started crying for a male child. But one thing is sure, the moment he gives birth to a male child, the moment the wife gives birth to a male child, in less than 4 months the child will die. It happened repeatedly. One day his wife suddenly passed on. Then one of his daughters got married and gave birth to about 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy. She had issues with the husband and she returned to the family house. The male child she came back with to her father's compound, got to that compound, drank water there, ate there. On the space of 6 months, that boy died there. One of this man's child stayed in the village there. The man tried to convince one of his daughters. That one stayed in the family house again and gave birth to another child again, a male child. That one went again. People from my maternal home listening to me now, they know about this story. Now I want to ask you, this was how, as I speak to you now, the man's life, all the monies he has made is nothing, and people addresses him as of today by the name of his problem. You know, madam, where problem, they will tell him, scratching the surface of his wound. That's what people are doing. And I want to ask you, what have you done that nobody knows? What have you done that has posed? That is about eating you up. One name no but you kiwe no but you kiwe Yenimo no but you kiwe Enyim no but you kiwe What are the things you have done in the secret that nobody knows? Everybody wants a sharp means of success, sharp means of money. Good morning, James. No but you kiwe one name no but you kiwe when the things you have done, when the things you have committed, when all of them begins to appear, where will you be? When the repercussions, when all of them will come, because you're already indebted to them. Don't cause problem that will give you another sad address, that will give you another sad name to yourself in the nearest future, all because you want money. Yesterday I was sharing an idea with some people, and my friends were saying something with me, and I said, be very patient. It doesn't matter. Those who betray the poor today, go and check their end. They become poor tomorrow. Million, you're welcome. You're not late. The days of accountability, God, Diego, you will shut your door. Nobody will be there to console you. No but you kiwe one day more. No but you kiwe one name. No but you kiwe those native doctors whom are in custody now, I am not mocking them, but I want to pick something from their situation now. Let's assume You had a calabash in their custody, Okite. You had Aro Abaka, and they are the ones feeding these things. Now that their shrines are locked up, who will be feeding those things for you? Who will be feeding those Aro Abaka? Who will be feeding those Okite for you? If you are in Ebuta, Ebuna in Ebuta, Neja Haja, who will open their shrines and enter now? Ogadirigwo nwanne n'ụbọchị okiwe. Ogadirigwo nwanne n'ụbọchị okiwe. Ogadirigwo. When those things rises, it be about right now. Who will be able to feed them? That's the question. You started a process that you cannot complete with your money, with your time, all because you wanted money. Such broadcast is not for everybody. Such program is not for everybody. People will not hear me. But the days of accountability, when you begin to pay dearly for everything you've done. Right now you want money. Children does not matter. Wife does not matter. Whatever goes does not matter. But let me tell you, there comes a time when responsibility turns the hand of the clock. Every of your friends will be married. Every one of them will have families. Each and every one of them will be taking their children to school. You will look back. There you will remember that you need to host a family. On the process, the things you have done, all of them will appear. Where will you be on that day? Lord, I worship you. Lifted and lifted, I lift your name on higher. Greater than the greatest, Lord, I worship you. Where will you be? Where will you be? Ebeki Yano on the at the end of that day. Some people has made money, but comfort has been removed out of their life and destiny. Some people, some big white houses you see, the owners of those houses, they are not even comfortable sleeping in those hotels. You know why? The level of their commitment has ignited the devil against them. I want you to look at your properties. Look around you right now. Everything you have right now becomes old model in the nearest 5 years. The next 5 years, what will matter is your life. That is one thing that will matter. And I want to ask you, these things that are becoming old model now, if you have a bed sheet in your house, look at it very well. When you bought it new and now it's no longer the same color. It's no longer the same. But did you buy anybody to get ordinary bed sheet? Must you cheat in everything you want? Must you lie? We are in the world where people don't accept the truth anymore. If you're saying the truth, you have beckoned your life for danger. Everybody becomes against you. You know why? The Bible says, it says, and there shall be covetousness. The love of many shall wax cold. People will no longer adhere to the truth. Even your children. We are in that era. People will make for themselves a design God and the preferred preachers. This is the way it will be. Have you gone to the hospitals around you to check how many persons that are lying down right now? Have you gone to the mortuary to see people lying lifeless? You don't do that. You have not checked. There are some of your friends on Facebook, you've not heard from them the past 1 year. You think all is well with them, or you think that their account has been hacked. Many of them, Elichago has sins. That is the way it is. Many of them are no longer here. What is your plans? That latest car you want to buy right now, as it comes new, the taste will be very, very high. You will like it. But the nearest 6 months, when you begin to change oil, change tire, you will realize that it is no longer new. So if there are things you committed to end that kind of life you are enjoying, with time, you begin to regret. With time, responsibilities of life begins to climb upon it. Madam, the little your husband is bringing genuine is more better than a piece of elephant brought in a wrong way. Brother, for you, at your own little field of studies or your own field of practice, you are doing well, but the problem is that you believe that others has gone ahead of you. Don't envy them. Forget about them. I always say this, go and check your village. There are people who started building houses the last 9 years. Till today, they have not completed it. As at then, you cannot afford but 1 bag of cement. But right now, genuinely, your capacity can build a 5-bedroom flat. Don't you see now? There are people who had monies in your family in those days. You were expecting them to help you, but they had issues in your presence. As at now, they cannot afford 3 square meal. In fact, the last thing their wife, his family managed to eat, to feed on last week, was the little money you sent to them out of lies. They lied to you for a different thing. You sent money. That is only his only means of survival as at last week. You never knew that God was positioning you genuinely for something better. Karma and the reality of life. I was sharing with my brothers day before yesterday of a young man whose father was in Oboshishi doing business massively. Even if you go to Obibo Timber Shade, the man had money. Anatoyojo, the man had different properties in River State. But when this man was alive, people are always afraid of him. In every organization, he's always the head. At some point, when the man was no longer alive, his first son came closer to the wife, to his mother, and they were like trying to manage the business. Along the line, the woman never knew that this young guy nango drug. Look at how evil travels or transits. The woman and what our boyfriend, they gave a joy. Or they were property demand codedly. Umunne demand abewara the little boy. The boy had against his mother. He wasn't fighting because he's a good person also. The boy went about drug. A 2-decking hotel was sold. Nasasuru Durupoko. A gap or problem. The boy ejanya from me and me ejanya affair. Money is made in an ill way. They started burning down monies and properties. As I speak to you, the only house they have now is the one they stay inside. They have sold everything. The other day, I saw the woman driving on Lexus 350 Jeep ROS, and I smiled. Kebe Ford Explorer dia no earlier. It go everything. The man who made all this money while he was alive, the charm, the occultic altars hovering around him, all of them were bringing in sources and money. But at some point, everything now started sinking. Everything you think you are running around for now, let me tell you, the moment you are no more, anybody who gets there will know. Look at your wife very, very well. Turn around and look at her. 6 months, she will forget you. Your children will only remember you annually. At some point, they will forget about you. Even if Jesus comes down now and say to some widows that he wants to perform a magic or a miracle right now by waking their husbands who died 3 years ago, those widows, 89% of them will say no. Let him remain in the grave. You know why? They have enjoyed freedom. They've enjoyed freedom. They are now exposed to life. They can now go out and come back at any time they want. Life and everything you are running around for. Be careful. The first people that will try to kill your wife are those your friends. The ones you took beer with yesterday night. Look at them very, very well. They respect you right now, but they will be the first to console your wife. This is the way life is. So if you're running helter-skelter because you want to get the highest in life, some people can betray even long life and prosperity just to earn a living for that day. They don't consider tomorrow. But when death meets them at the front, they begin to cry for the life they've rejected yesterday. It is a sign of the end time. It is a sign of the end time. That's the way it is. And I want to ask you, what have you done? I want to read this particular scripture to you. What is going on today? The church, I want to talk to you because you failed in your duties. You are not chasing monies and members. Matthew chapter 24, and I want to read from here. Matthew chapter 24 from verse 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. But I want to skip to verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the signs of thy coming, and of the end of the world? Nimegi, ezuru moke nimegi, dadi nimegi, nimegi, adindun nimegi. 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Take note of that. He said, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Cease, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must be, but the end is not yet now. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, hunger everywhere, just as the politicians has kept you right now. Hunger has made people to support abnormality. N'ụbọchị okiwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu nwanne m. N'ụbọchị okiwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. 8. All this are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. For saying the truth, you will be hated. Just as many will never listen to my voice. Ikwu okwu si n'ụbọchị oke iwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu. Enyi m n'ụbọchị oke iwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu. N'ụbọchị oke iwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu. Iron lady, your duty is to go to the village, bring out little girls, because you run a bar and you begin to deceive them. But your own children are there. They are small. You think they don't see what you're doing? They are inheriting something spiritually. As they grow up, if they don't practice it in your presence, they will practice it when they get to school. People live multiculturally here. Everything you do, bring out card, what? Be playing it with your wife 2 times a week. Practice it for 2 months before your children. If they go out and they cannot afford monies to buy card, they will begin to use biro and paper to design it to play elsewhere. This is the way it is. Everything you do today, the replicant of it comes out of your lineage. Your children begins to repeat it. Support all sorts of abnormality because you want to make money right now. Monies will come your way. No, there is no dispute about that. But after money, what is the next bus stop? When you get there, money may not have value. Money may not have value. It may not be able to do all you want. One name n'ụbọchị oke iwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu. One name n'ụbọchị oke iwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu. Governor Ezioku, son of the great Shanamite. Today is the 14th day of June 2025. On a Saturday morning, I bring you this message. You have to mind what you do. If everything you want to do for your children in this life is for them to lack experience on how to walk, on how to work out something for themselves, you'll be missing a target without knowing. So many things will fade. So many things will fade. The only thing that will remain is the truth you've said in this life. The truth. That is the only thing that will remain. At some point, money will fail. Major capital. Look around your area where you are right now. Look very far and near. You will see some old buildings. You can't even sleep in those houses, right? The person who built those houses built it as the latest as at then. You know what those houses are waiting for? This present generation will sell it and build a fresh beginning for themselves. There is nothing you think you own today that lasts forever. Your children see reasons or need to demolish any good house you think you've built. I said your children will see reasons to demolish it and build a good thing. If not your direct children, your descendants. Elon Musk Elon Musk, as rich as he is, lives in a very simple house. Google it. Elon Musk has never killed himself because he's the richest. He has not decided to go and stay or live in the moon. The owner of Facebook, this Facebook we are using, Mark Zuckerberg, the cars he drives, Davido's cars are more expensive than his. These people, sometimes I do ask myself, how do they manage to live this simple life? Lifted and they lifted, lift your name on higher, higher than they higher. Lord, I worship you. Prosper, goodbye from this page. While we teach wisdom, some little children will come and begin to insult you. Since I've been on this live broadcast, only one person appeared now to insult. Outside social media, I may be your senior brother. And these are the types that will never hear the truth. And for coming here for this purpose alone, amongst everyone who has watched and listened to this broadcast, you're the only person who came up with insults. Therefore, you'll be blocked from this page. I try as little as I can to build up a disciplined followers here. We do not need everybody, but hence we cannot restrict people from following us. Then there's always need for we to deposit character, truth and standard in what we do. So you will stay out of this page now, as young as you are. You wake up in the morning to insult people, so you are bad from this page. Thank you. Life. Whatever you are doing today, your life is being written by it. Your story, your history, all of them are DNA. They can never go out. Nobody can scrape it. That's why you must be careful. While adding salt in the soup or putting maggi, you are always careful. Why? Because you don't want to spoil the meal. And in this form, in this standard, it goes when it comes to the issues of life. You must be careful of what you do. You must be careful. Mind where you invest your strength into, so that you don't invest it wrongly. And in life, everything you are doing, I want you to always look back. Am I being sincere? Am I being fair? Am I doing what is right? I was sharing ideas with my brothers yesterday, and I said to them, those who betray what is right today, I will sit at my closest and I'll be watching them patiently. They will begin to fight themselves. They will fight themselves to some extent where some of them get weak and will be watching. Be careful. In your little business, obi nenugenu now. Ije chofu dibia ga kwatara ga ogwo. That native doctor nenugwe destroyed his shrine here now. The Calabash people convened themselves to, because so many of these native doctors, you take oath with them before they begin to do anything for you. I want to ask you, as those things has been destroyed now, when you know that you took an oath to that place, everything has expiring date. That's your native doctor. What if he buys before you? Where will you run to? Where will you run to? n'ime gị, ezuru m oke n'ime gị, dadị n'ime gị, n'ime gị, adị ndụ n'ime gị. Take time to think. Take time to think. Reflect on life. There was a man I know. The man woke up one morning and went to school. He na school we brozu we bulata. The only son. Anyamiri we put the man in the email. When I was working with Apostle, the man came and confessed to Apostle. I said, "No, we are just Jabode. We go tam we are no Jabode name business." The one get the feelings no go ayebu ofunwea. You can imagine. After training 3 of his daughters in the university, this little one now, the male child about the last son, the boy went. Till today, the man ain't taberonwea. And sometimes nature allows these bad people to live long so that they will begin to reap the dividends of what they have done. Why they live long? Amen. Showman walk. They think they are Superman. God is not preserving them for any other purpose. It's as simple as that. He wants them to have a taste, a smell of what they have done. A little smell of what they have done. Now let me tell you another shocking story. There was a man in my village. This man lives in Abuja. He started running school with his wife as a pastor. His father was a native doctor, one of the strongest those days in the village. In fact, my grandfather learned native doctor from this man. The man was one of the most powerful native doctors in the East. So this is his son. When they get back to him, his father covenanted him to a shrine, according to the story, that this one will take over from me. So when he went to Abuja, he became a pastor there. He was doing very, very well and fine. He opened another one in Kaduna. So his family, they were staying in Kaduna while he himself was staying in Abuja, running the school in Abuja. Okay. So you want this one to be blocked, right? All right, thank you. I expect you next time. So during 1999, when we had Sharia law, the man brought back his family home. So after a period of time, his wife decided to manage the other schools in Imo State. The man went around where his father's shrine were before and built a church in his father's compound. He started going about for liberation, changing the status quo, granting free education to people. The wife was supervising all these things. One day, his wife entered bedroom. What I'm telling you is a real life story. The enemy struck the wife because they know that that is the only means to enter this man. Immediately, the man became disorganized, returned back from Abuja. His children were the most intelligent children around then. The man relocated to the village. The devil started coming. The foundations his father laid started entering this man. A very great man who runs about 2 to 3 schools then when he returned. Situations of life and repercussions of what his fathers did started speaking up against the family. There was a time in that family, I'm not able to. As I speak to you, there are about 3 to 4 ladies there that are above 45 years. They are not married. The only means God wanted to liberate them, the enemy infiltrated there. When this man's wife died, a pastor became a drunkard. People were mocking at him. I was not mocking at the man because I knew the enemy has entered through one means or the other. I want to ask you, Ukujiago Mbadabeyogo, where will you be? When the things you have done before rises against you, where will you be? Support all form of abnormality because of your own personal gain. But I assure you, the days of accountability is coming. Where will you be? No, but you kiwe. Ogadiregu one more. No, but you kiwe. Ogadiregu. I want to ask you. The family of Otokoto, they were the richest. In fact, they gave birth to a son called Obiche, Obidiozo, in Owerani. They were so powerful. They were riding on limousines. Today, where are they? Every of these big, great people you see today, as long as abnormality is attached to whatever they do, history will carry it when nature will fail them. Higher than the highest, lifted than the lifted, greater than the greatest. Lord, I worship you. That's why when I look at my fellow youth and see the things they do, I will just laugh. I'll be patient and I'll smile. There are some things, if they are good, people like us would have been at the front to do it because we have many opportunities to do that, spiritually and physical. Be careful. That was how this man became a drunkard. A pastor, a man who once granted free education to people in our community, especially those from his village. Those people he helped were mocking at him. Nobody could see the spiritual force behind his downfall. I was looking at the whole thing. If life happened to you, come on, listen to me. The highest friend you have as at today, the highest brother, inclusive of brothers you have today, are your children. When they are raised in good conduct, they become the best friends and best brothers you have. Look at your brothers very, very well. If the angel of success comes and questions amongst all of you, and the angel of success comes and says to them that he's blessing someone next week Thursday, and it must be one person. If the angel of success says that the person he will bless becomes the richest in your whole local government, and your elder brother hears it, and there is a means so you think he will spare you? You think he will spare you? Do you think he will spare you? Ihani, you are welcome. That's why when I look at people, when they say they have friends, they have gang, dirty gang, I laugh because I know one day all of you will scatter. Doesn't matter the. Let me tell you, if you are from Enugu and I am from Imo State, we are friends. We do business together. I support your abnormality, you support my abnormality. One day, responsibilities of life send me back to my place, and responsibility will send you back to your place, because your wife cannot watch you keep being foolish. The time you start buying diaper for children and start paying school fees, those things will distract down my closeness with you. You begin to find options on how to take care of yourself and your family. You will no longer have my time. The same responsibility will fall to me. I will no longer remember you exist. You can only say hi on the phone. What matters now is you and the sincere foundations you lay right now. Take the truth or you leave it. As I speak to you, some people are not comfortable. They cannot even say it on the social media. They have money, they have good cars, but the things they did before is bringing popping fears into them when your conscience is judging you already. Nobody okiwe ogadiregu enimo nobody okiwe ogadiregu nwanne m n'ụbọchị okiwe ogadiregu. There was a man working with a pastor in Transamadi. I don't want to call the name of the man of God because all the very rich. One day, Yana the man will have a problem. The guy who oye umunede. So those days, he complained to one guy by name Ibinabo. Say him and the other they get problem. Say him go expose this in your girl. The story is when I got the grievances when I got. One day, Oshokuru waterside, they were put on the new road roundabout. Otageshi Koshimoto Babuya. Long story made short. I want to ask you something. When they go in, we are good. Here, this guy now, if we should suspect the man about his involvement into the abnormalities of that man, so the man became afraid that he will expose him. Ochomis Kobuya. Have you entered where your legs cannot come out again from? At what point did you meet the lifestyle you're living today? Every abnormality every young man lives today, or everybody acts as a means of conduct in their life, they learned it from friends. Which one have you learned from your friend? Let me also say this. You are a young lady. Somebody is telling you now, Libya. They may not tell you no hook up Ghana give me there. They may not tell you. They may also tell you Ghana. That was some of these African countries. Give their hand on to Ashawo, give Ashawo, Batawali ego to pay her back her money, him or her. I want to remind you something, that the same HIV you hear about in Nigeria, the headquarters may be that place you want to go to. What if you go there to make money and now return with such sickness? What becomes of your tomorrow? What becomes of you? Kebi Yano. N'ụbọchị okiwe ọgadiregu nwanne m n'ụbọchị okiwe ọgadiregu nwanne m n'ụbọchị okiwe. The Shalamites. This is where we will stop this live broadcast. It is to whom it may concern. Madam, don't break your home. Don't break it. Don't break it. That person you want to meet outside may be more dangerous than the devil you have in the house. Don't break your home. Governor Ezeku tells you, for the sake of your children. N'ụbọchị okiwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu nwanne m. N'ụbọchị okiwe, ọ ga-adịrịrị egwu. Whether he is not bringing enough, you guys are not poor. So far, your children can still see food to eat under the genuine hustle of the both of you. Tomorrow gets better. Lifted and lifted, Lord, I worship you. Lifted and lifted. Onye mmụọ. This morning, when I came into my wilderness to pray, a brother said to me, why not teach this morning? And I said, what am I going to teach? He said, just teach. I said, why? He said, whatever I teach today will change life. And I looked at him again, I smiled. When I came in here to pray, I remember so many things. Even me on the microphone, there are things I may not tell you. But I'm telling you that every man has one thing they regret in their life. Everybody. A man has one thing they regret in life that they may not tell you. Either when you mistakenly kill an innocent person, or when you cheated an innocent person, or when you must have done one thing or the other. Life adi ezu. Pray. Let nothing be slapping your heart every minute. Pray. In your field today as a policeman, what you do is to intimidate people, extort money. No, the conduct has mastered you. You have lived the life of intimidation for 15 years. If you retire and go back to your village with this life, some are log stroke because I told you Janya forget. Unye mechio nyemoa, unye mechio nyemoa, unye mechio nyemoa, echidime. The Shanamites. You want me to continue this program, or you're about going out? You want me to continue this program? Comment here. Or you want us to be repeating this program weekly? Kindly tell me. I've told you the story about the woman in Abia State, Nambausi. The woman Tetrona. Umaki and the one abo we. Her only son also died like that. The husband was rich. The husband was so rich. We to a shop on Antia, on Odintia, John Shokana Bokwe. Belt lockup stores then. After the man died, 7 years later, Omaki and the one abo we. The only son here we. People fought the family. And when I came into their life, I remembered and I said to myself, because I could not summon courage to ask the woman at the beginning, I said, what was the activities of this woman's husband? Good morning, Onyechi Gift. Who knows the activities of this man when he was alive? The enemy fought his children. Principalities and powers are real. But it will be better you appear when attacks are coming. Nature and divinities can defend you. Lifted and lifted. No charm gives you a genuine balance at the end of the day. The same way you cannot give your children cigarettes, the same way you cannot give them beer, the same way you cannot give them anything alcohol to their face, the same way you should be careful and mindful of the things you do in their absence, because their DNA will pass it into them. And I said to the woman, the last one was so painful that the last daughter who died, had a newborn baby. A crucial one we could track the woman, cause was one after she must have trained children finish. Situation brought her back to square one. Who knows what happened in the beginning? Who knows? What was the record of your transaction as at last week? Be careful. Have you shared this broadcast? Tell somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that Governor Ezioku is here. There comes a day for judgment. There comes a day for payback. Everything you have done. That day will always be shocking. N'ụbọchị okiwe ọ ga-adịrị egwu nwanne m. N'ụbọchị okiwe ọ ga-adịrị egwu enyi m. N'ụbọchị okiwe ọ ga-adịrị egwu enyi m. N'ụbọchị okiwe. The Shanamites, good morning. Have a blessed day ahead of you. I will see you some other time when this program will come up. Thank you.